Hello and welcome to Petra Media. Today is kind of a sad day because unfortunately I am selling my Midas. Uh, it, it just became one of those things where I just really didn't need it anymore to do what I'm trying to do. And with everything going on in our lives, it just became kind of unnecessary. So the Verona has been in my mix scenario for like I want to say about 7 years or so. And I've really loved it. However, once the audio interfaces became something that I could not use anymore, it just became more of a liability. And with the upscale of all of the new technology, it just became something that was not necessary in the signal path. I do love how this thing sounds. I mean, this is an amazing mixer. But for the steps my wife and I have planned in the near future, it's not necessary for what we're trying to do. So I had to come to the realization that, it might be wise to let it go rather than sit here and fight to make it work no matter what. And you have to make those decisions at times in your life. I'm going to miss it, but what we have in store for it and that's going to replace it in the next couple of months, I think you're going to like it. This is my Verona. So this is a 32 channel mixing console and it's been great. I mean, the EQ section is the main reason I kept it because the EQ section is so unbelievably rock solid. But I think I can find a way to replace that with something analog if I need to. And in truth, I'm really just tracking out multiple channels of audio into Logic via the summing mix. Originally, I had it paired to a pair of BSS London Blue 326 cards. They used Dante Audio Network, which basically gave you absolutely no latency whatsoever. And it ran that way perfectly for about 7 or so years until the drivers no longer were supported by Apple or the company, and it just became a mess. So I started last year looking at alternative solutions to the situation, and I ended up coming down to the SSL and the Behringer ADAT, 8-input ADAT, that gave me 12 channels of inputs. And for the most part, since I only had the MPC 5000 on the first 10 channels, the Phantom on the next 4 channels, and the 1000, I had a 2-channel in and out for it. I really didn't need the rest of the mixer to make any of this work. And what I was doing, because the Midas allows you to do group mixes, which is great. You can literally send any channel to any of the summing channels, which is the way a real mixer should function. So it made my life really, really easy. But in reality, at the end of the day, I was still fighting the scenario. I had originally had 32 channels in, 32 channels out to make this work with the 2 BSS audio cards, but I was down to summing to 8 channels. And that's fine in most cases. It's just so much more fun to actually have it done the other way. And as projects started to pick up in 2024, it just became kind of an unnecessary thing. It was kind of like I was forcing this to happen. So it just became a reality that I had to let it go. I'm fine with the decision because I found a solution that I think makes a lot more sense. So I'm just going to make that happen, and I'm excited about it. The guy's coming soon to pick it up. We already agreed on a deal, and I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it a lot. The Midas was the first console in a long time that reminded me of the SSL 4000. I know it's not the same, so don't sit there and think for a second I'm thinking it's the same. I'm not. I'm more so talking about the transparency of the mixer on the Midas is top notch for the price. I mean, brand new, these things were like $8 grand. You can get these things for a steal from anywhere from $500 to $1,200 on Marketplace. So if you find one and you're looking for an analog mixer that's solid, grab it. It comes with 32 channels of audio preamps, and those preamps are phenomenal for what they are, especially if you can get it before the Behringer years, because the Behringer ADAT has Midas preamps and they don't sound 100% like Midas preamps. I can turn them up some and it's fine, but if I drive them hard, they don't sound as good as these sound if I drive them. These sound great being driven. So that's something to take into consideration. On top of that, I have 8 auxes, so I can always send all sorts of stuff into it from outboard gear. But at the moment, I don't have as much outboard gear, and I am looking at outboard gear over the next 6 to 7 months. So this worked out indirectly, and I'm not upset about it. It's just one of those things where you have to come to a realization when it's time to move on from something, and I'm going in a different direction. So I'm excited, and I'm gonna miss it. I just haven't been using it for the last 9 or so months, and I got it a little bit before the pandemic, and during the pandemic, it sat in storage. So I'm not using it. There's no point to keeping it. You don't keep gear you're not using unless you're collecting it. So just a quick chat on what's going on. The Midas is going to go away. Its replacement is coming soon, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video. Like, share, and subscribe.